An FDA advisory committee is meeting tomorrow to weigh in on COVID vaccines for children under 5. And although some parents of the roughly 18 million children in the age group have been eagerly awaiting the shots to become available, majority of them say they will not vaccinate their young children right away. Here with reaction, contributor to First TV, Tina Lowe. Tina, thanks for being here. So, what is going on now? We're told that vaccines for kids under 5. What? Why?
So, as we've discussed here before, even the most liberal of areas, like even here in DC, we haven't gotten the majority of 5 to 11-year-olds vaccinated. So, it's a very big question mark to if you can get the majority of under 5s anywhere vaccinated for COVID. There are two major concerns. One is the actual safety of the vaccines. The FDA maintains that there are no safety issues. But then again, the FDA also didn't want to talk about the myocarditis risk specifically for the Moderna vaccine for younger men. The myocarditis risk was not the same for young women or for young girls as it was for young men. But we do know that gender difference, because gender is real and a binary, did exist. Then there's the question of the overall impact that this will have on the childhood vaccine schedule. The last thing you want are vaccines that have proven track records. Let's say, measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine or the HPV vaccine that actually do require herd immunity because they are effective for younger people. The last thing you want is to undercut the confidence that we have in those vaccines by throwing in a separate 2 to 3 dose vaccine schedule for a vaccine that a lot of parents are saying, hey, wait, why do I need to get this for my kid when my kid already had COVID and was either asymptomatic or this was, less severe than the flu for them? Do I then really need to get the MMR vaccine? Do I then really need to get them the HPV vaccine? The answer is yes. But the CDC and have continued to undercut its own credibility throughout this entire thing by acting, setting on a 5-alarm fire drill for this situation. And so will this do more damage in the long run to parents' confidence in our vaccine regime? I hope not, but I'm not terribly confident because the Public Health Administration has done everything it can to undercut its own integrity.
Kaiser Family Foundation survey of parents on vaccinating their kids who are under 5 and some really interesting results, Tina. 18% intend to vaccinate their children right away. I think those are known as leftists who watch MSNBC. 38% want to wait to see how effective the vaccine is for kids under 5. 27% will definitely not vaccinate, and 11% will only vaccinate if required for school or daycare, which is a big question mark we can get to in a second. But first, the most recent CDC data, as I understand, or most recent CDC judgment on this was they can prove the vaccines aren't dangerous to children under 5, but they couldn't actually prove efficacy for children under 5.
No, and so that's one of the big issues, even among younger adults, in our age demographic. Like, I did get vaccinated and shockingly have not gotten COVID yet because I've been, inside every bar and party for the last 2 years. But I know tons of people who have fully vaccinated, boosted, have gotten breakthrough, although not really. Is it fair to call them breakthrough infections when this many people get them? And we don't know what the difference is in terms of the severity of the disease for younger people who have gotten vaccinated versus those who haven't. Sure, it's safe to say that for those over 65s, those seniors that comprise the bulk of the deaths anyway, the vaccines are effective. But for that 38% that say they're going to wait and see for the efficacy, what does efficacy even look like? Because if vaccinating children, you still have the same breakthrough phenomenon, and just about the quote unquote severity of the disease, young kids aren't getting severe COVID anyway. For under 5s, we are talking about fewer than 1,000 deaths overall. And when you just think about, Buck, let's just consider just what would do the most good in an absolute sense. Focusing on vaccinating under 5s with a vaccine, we don't even know if it's going to do anything to limit the potential maybe 1,000 deaths COVID could reap in the next, 3-4 years for them, or focusing on the 5% of seniors who are not fully vaccinated. And we know seniors are dying in terms of hundreds of times orders of magnitude on orders of magnitude greater rate than anyone our age. God forbid anyone not even old enough to start kindergarten yet.